Hello everyone, welcome to Foreign Farming in the Philippines. Well, I was just down, I just fed the fish and patched a small little leak in that last dam there, and was walking by. This is basically the top of the mulberry tree that was broken off when that mango tree there fell on it, and so I got some of the sprigs together and just had Gina put them in this pot here, thinking, not much of a chance that anything is going to happen. And they look in pretty sad shape. But I was just walking by here and I just noticed this. That right there is brand new growth, and so is this and this. So at least this one is going to come out of it. It's already sending out roots. Wow, and there's brand new growth right there. So I'm encouraged. Instead of what might have been a tragedy and destroying that tree might be a blessing in disguise, and we're going to get more new trees out of it. And I would like this one stood up a little more. There we go. But yeah, if I can propagate them this easily, look, the only other tree that I have known that will take like this just from a limb and you stick it in the ground is a willow tree. I have propagated willow trees that way. They'll root really quickly. I had no idea mulberry would do the same. It's hanging in there. Yeah, the leaves are dying because there's just, it doesn't have a root system. It can't feed itself. But this one is already sending out roots, obviously, because of this new growth. I'm amazed. I'm happy and amazed. So I'm going to check on this again. The secret is to keep this wet, absolutely wet in this pot, and give it a chance to feed itself and send out roots. Because once it has established new roots, you're good to go. So we at least got one more, and hopefully, I forget how many we put in here. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in 2 or 3 months, I'm just going to lay this pot on its side and dump the dirt out, kind of gentle like so. And whatever trees have rooted themselves, I want to replant them in the hopes of someday getting some mulberries. Gina has kind of taken over this little garden spot here, and more power to her. It's going to be basically right next to their house, and she's doing a bang-up job. She planted these onions. They're doing well. The marigolds we planted, the ones that survived the typhoon, are doing okay. I think that's the one remaining garlic that it's actually might even be starting to go to seed. One remaining garlic plant. A few of the carrots survived. I think that's Amplaya back there in the back. It seems to be doing well. I think this is a kind of Kang Kong, actually, and that seems to be doing okay. She's got some peppers in pots. I don't know if maybe they're bell peppers. I'm not sure which kind of peppers they are. She's got some in pots and some planted direct into the soil. I'm thinking they need some fertilizer. Get out of there. Go on. Obviously we've got a little problem here because that dog just jumped right in there. Don't know how they manage that, but I'm going to try to get these. Yeah, somehow, I don't know what happened here. Oh, it's like this post here on the end broke for some reason. I don't know. And this one here needs to be... What the heck happened on this corner? I don't know. I'll go get a hammer and fix that up. Anyway, it's doing okay. It looks like she's put a little sprig of something in there too. I have no idea what kind of tree that is, but it's obviously rooting as well because there's brand new growth on it right there. That's a garlic right there, I think. And those are the eggplant. The eggplants that I started over in the piggery stalls, she transplanted, I don't know, maybe a dozen here. And they're doing okay. I think it's time to fertilize this stuff. The tomatoes, she's got some kind of tomatoes in here and they're doing well. This marigold is not looking too happy for some reason. I don't know, I would suspect some kind of a bug, but it actually looks like it's trauma. That's the trunk there sticking out. I don't know. Either the dogs got in here scratching around through that hole or something. I was talking to Gina, we need to, you know, she's got the basics in here. We need to replant more of the carrots because both Maricel and Gina use a lot of carrots. Carrots, onions, and garlic. I mean, that just seems to be, onions and garlic in particular, but carrots and potatoes as well seem to be in high demand. The seed potatoes that the potatoes that I got for seed potatoes about a week, 10 days ago, whenever it was, are they're starting to bud now. So we'll plant them, maybe a few of them in there, and the rest of them we'll put in these piggery stalls. It depends on how many we get. Right now I wanted to go over and check on the melons, the watermelons that I planted in the cantaloupe. I'm losing hope. If nothing has come up right now, I'm going to actually dig into one of those little hills and see what the seeds look like. I bought some because it's been like almost 2 weeks now, and because I have little faith now that they're going to come up, I bought some local watermelon seeds, 2 different varieties. And if nothing has come up here, I'm going to plant those. And indeed, nothing has come up here. And it's not a moisture issue. Those 2 hills there are still wet, and I just about guarantee I dig down 1/8 of an inch there and those are wet. They have been kept well watered. Yeah, not a single one of them has come up. So the seeds were too old. Probably the same. Yeah, those little cantaloupe, or those Hale's Best cantaloupe I planted there, none of those came up either. The onions, they came up and they were started. They were like 1 inch high. And I came back the next day and I watered them that evening, and I came back the next day and most of them were gone. And they're, you know, you can see that one little tiny onion there. I mean, they were thick. I don't know what's happened to them. I don't know why I have such a hard time getting onions started. You could actually, there were enough that you could actually define the rows, because I planted them in rows. And now, well, you can see a few there that are still there. But they were that thick in the rows all the way. There's a couple there. I don't know. Maybe the rats are getting in them and eating them. I have no idea. But in each one of these rows, there's a few back there. Just a few. And there's there's another one there and another one there. It's just frustrating. It's like they come up and then just die. So I'm going to go up and get those watermelon seeds and plant them in here. I got 2 packets, but there's not many seeds in either one of them. So I'm going to plant 1 packet in one and 1 packet in the other. I'm also going to get a little more fertilizer. Now you can see the difference here. These I did not fertilize and pull the soil up around them. The corn is what I'm talking about. They have not been fertilized or the soil pulled up, and some kind of bug is eating that one. That's what I was saying this morning on the live stream. If a plant is not really healthy, the bugs seem to know it, and that's the one that they go for. But you can see the difference between these, and this corn was planted like 3 days apart, 4 days apart. There's that corn, and there's this corn. You can see the difference in what was fertilized on the left and what was not fertilized on the right. Hopefully that's all in the frame. It's just this soil, even these mostly composted rice hulls with pig crap mixed in with them, it's just not good. You gotta fertilize it. Here are those melons. They're blooming. They're not looking real happy. But again, as I've said, I'm not going to use pesticide on them. Whatever bugs are in here and harassing them, it is what it is. Because I refuse to use pesticide. And yes, people have suggested all kinds of home remedies to use, and some of them are effective. The pepper spray, soap, the boric acid for ants and snails, but none of it is effective enough really to mess with here, because these bugs just don't seem to care. I've tried all those. People say, I get suggestions all the time and I never follow through on them. I do. It's just if they don't work, then why mess with them? And those 2 particular remedies that I just mentioned, the pepper spray and the soap, don't work. Well, let's say they have a 10 or 20% effect. And when you've got an infestation, that equates to wasting your time. I don't know what's wrong with these melons. I'm trying to dig through my brain here. I don't know. It's not a moisture problem. They've got plenty of water. Could be a soil. It could just be the soil type. Maybe melons don't like to grow in this composted rice hull mixed with dirt thing. I don't know. I did fertilize them. Maybe I fertilized them too much. Usually you see burning on leaves if you fertilize too much, and that one there is burnt a bit, but it doesn't look like fertilizer burned to me. So, I don't know. I'm leaning toward an insect. Probably an aphid. It could be those cotton beetles. I don't know. But I guess what I'm trying to say is they're on their own. Either going to come out of it and do well, or they're going to die, because they're not going to get a lot of specialized care. I'm not going to plant things in this piggery stall, in all these piggery stalls. That's going to require someone to work full-time to keep them all alive. This is plant and go. Like I was saying on the live stream this morning, I will water them, I will weed them, I will fertilize them. Pesticides, not going to happen. So if they can't make it, they can't make it. The corn is looking much better from fertilizing it. It's not even growth. Those in the back there may not be getting enough sun, but the others are doing really well. So I'm going to go up and get my my trusty hoe and pull the soil up around these. Fertilize them first, pull the soil up around them, thin out those eggplants some, and I'm going to plant those melons. Alright, I'm going to start opening up this hill. Where the heck are all the seeds at? I'm not even finding the seeds. I know I didn't plant them that deep. You know, that's strange. The seeds seem to be gone, but none of these mounds look like they were disturbed. It didn't look like there was a rat chowing on them. Fairly certain it wasn't ants. I didn't find a single seed. That is bizarre. Well, nonetheless, I'm going to plant back. The seeds I got are these here. These are, again, sugar babies. This is the same kind that I planted in here the first time. But these are local seeds, so they're fresh and no chance that they were irradiated. And we've got enough to plant. What does it say here? It says 62 seeds, plus or minus. So 60 seeds. I need to plant 8 hills. Well, you know what? I'm going to plant 7 of these seeds in these 4 hills, 7 each, and because that's about the correct planting. And hope again. It says here, and it doesn't give. It's usually, 10 days to 2 weeks is about the time it takes for watermelon seeds to come up. So I'm going to replant these 4 hills here that I planted and that did not come up. I'm going to check one more here, see if I can find the seeds, so I can figure out what the problem was. Huh. I just can't find the seeds. That is strange. Now that's 2 of these hills I've broken down, and I was planting them thick, and I haven't found a single seed. That's pretty strange. Well, regardless, I'm going to plant them back with these fresh seeds and hope for the best. That's all you can do, right? In my mind, this one here, this hill didn't have enough soil. It had too many rhizoles. That's why I'm busting up some clods here. All right, so I'm going to get to planting. Thank you, everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.